Learning, yes. Today we are going to learn how to learn. Pretty paradoxical if you ask me. Anyways, here are the bunch of questions. The big question is, what is the most important aspect of learning? And the answer is completely different from what you predict right now. If you're the type of person this video is for. The answer is most likely nothing you have ever heard of or understood of intuitively. I hope to get that right in this video. Let's ask questions. What is learning? Learning is the ability to... Oh wait, I'm explaining. I shouldn't explain. Questions. Answers. This process between them, what do you call that? You call that learning. This baby, right? He wants some food. That's a question. I want some food. How do I get it? He tries some random ass shit. He doesn't care. This baby, he doesn't know anything, right? You can't teach him how to eat or how to get food. He does some random shit. He doesn't even know. He's just trying out stuff. His brain is trying out stuff. He does some random stuff, and somehow, when he cried, his question was solved. He got food. In that moment, whatever occurred on his mind is what we call learning, right? This guy had a question, solved it. This procedure is what I want you to learn, what I want we to look at. Learning. I'll try to draw something like Q&A. Question, answer. The roadmap. That's what I'm going to draw. What is the first thing people often do when they have a question they don't know the answer to? Yes, you go to Google. I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you a question that which you don't know how to get an answer to. Like, when you have a question and you know you can Google it, that means you know the answer to that question. What I'm trying to say is, what happens if you were, say, you're playing basketball, right? You want to learn how to play basketball. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You want to learn how to write with your left hand. That's the question. How do I write elegantly, beautifully with my left hand? What do? Do you just start writing, or are you going to look up tutorials on how to write with your left hand? Probably both, but here's the question. If someone told you how to write with your left hand, would you be able to do it? Like, do it really neat? I'm talking about when I say when you're questioning how to write with your left hand, I'm talking about questioning how to write it really neat. I mean, I can write with my left hand. I can't write with my left hand. My bad. Either way, what I'm trying to tell you is, you have a question, you don't know the answer to or how to get the answer. The process that occurs between that is what you call learning. The question here I give to you is this. Predict the answer to this. If you wanted to learn how to write beautifully with your left hand or your non-dominant hand, what would you do? What's the most efficient, or should I say the most working answer? Is it going on a YouTube tutorial and seeing how to write with your left hand, or is it just writing it? Another question I would like to give to you is a pen flip. You flip the pen between your fingers. You want to learn how to do that. You have a question, you want the answer to, you have seen people do it, but you want to learn how. You search up a YouTube video, you see the video, but can you do it? I mean, you can't, right? I mean, we all can't do it at first. So what we learn at first is random shit. Yes. Why? How is watching a YouTube tutorial random? Because it's a general guess you did, right? Like, you didn't know the answer to it. You just pulled a bet. You gambled on it. You thought there must be an answer in YouTube. Which there was. You did get the random shit correctly. Yes. Congrats to that. Anyways, we have completed the first step everyone does in learning. You do random shit, like a baby that cries randomly or tries to do a lot of things and just finally gets to learn. Anyways, whatever. Outcome. This is right after you do the random shit, you get an outcome. It's either A or not A. Not the answer you were looking for, you know? It's false. Like, you try to do a pen flip and it's not flipping, it just falls to the ground. Damn. As a baby, you cry for food and, no, you try to wiggle your toes randomly because you have a question how to get food and you're trying random shit due to pain and damn, you can't get it. It's not A. So immediately what you come back to is random shit again. If not A, then you will come back. You get the outcome after doing something random, and if it's true, damn, you won. If it's not A, it's you go back to the process of doing something random again. Anyways, what I want you to understand next is what happens. What happens when you get it right? What happens? For example, I will give you an example of right. I'm going to draw as many random angled lines that go in between this central point. Ooh, I failed. Okay, I didn't fail. Damn. I failed. I didn't fail. I failed. I didn't fail. I failed. I didn't fail. I didn't fail. I think that counts. Yeah, no, I won. Now, what happens every time I win is a certain your brain stores the answer. The procedure you did in order to get the answer. For example, as a baby, when you cried for food randomly, you didn't cry. At first, you wiggled your toes, you shaked your arms a bit, and from pure chance, you cried. And that led to you getting food. In that moment, your brain stored the answer, which is crying. Of a baby. This was stored to get to get food. So every time you get the question of how to get food, this answer is stored in your brain and it automatically executes crying, and you would get food. Now, what I want you to understand, this is the most important aspect. You have learned that learning is going from question to answer. You have learned the process in which you reach the answer. Random shit, eventually an outcome, maybe A, maybe not A. If not A, you will try again, and the process repeats until you get the answer. So, presets. Presets. Okay, just ignore what just happened right now. I dozed off. The procedure or process or these stored answer to a question you ask is called a preset, or what I call a preset. Say you learn or you understand how to write ABCD. You know how to write ABCD to Z, but can you write it cleanly with both of your hands? No, right? Like with your dominant hand you can write neatly, but with your non-dominant hand it would be a nightmare. Why is that? That's the question I ask you right now. Why is that? Why is it that we know how to write ABCD, but we get really different results when we write with our different hands? The answer is very, very predictable. From what we just discussed, you can get the answer. As I mentioned, everything you do, prior to doing that, you ask a question. And the question you ask here, say with your non-dominant hand, is write A. Write. How do I write A? When I am writing with my non-dominant hand, the question I ask is, how do I draw or use my non-dominant hand to write A? The answer is this. It's really bad, isn't it? I mean, it took me too much time, and it looks really bad, honestly. So this stored answer to a question, which what we call a preset, right? This answer has a level to it. For example, whenever you first learn something or understand something in your head, it's a level 1. And you have to repeatedly do the answer until you level this property up. For example, if I write a 10 watch how incredibly I will progress. This is a bad A. Why did that happen? Why did I get a bad output? The question I'm asking is how to write A elegantly with my non-dominant hand. Look, the squiggles, right? So I just had to prevent the squiggles. Much better. So the answer was just updated in my head, just like that. Much better. Yes, a bit more squigglish. Much better. Much better. Yeah, now it's much better. Much faster too. At first I didn't even know how to do it. But, boom! See? I just leveled up in real time and you just saw it. What I asked was a question that already has an answer to. Let me just rephrase that. The question was, how do I with my non-dominant hand cleanly? Yes, this is my dominant hand. I'm just trying to write quickly. And the answer I already knew in my head. I understood the answer, right? It was to just level up what I already know. For example, I know how to write A. How do I write A is the question. I have an answer. First, draw a slightly angular line, slanted line, then the inverse of that line, then draw a line in between them, and that's A. I have the answer loaded for each of my hands, and I knew to just repeat it and level the answer up. I'm sorry if my explanation is super bad, but what I was trying to tell you is this preset thing is the most important thing you could learn about, because this indicates that understanding something is not everything. If you don't level that answer up in like action, for example, if you wanted to write properly and you understood in your head how to write properly, but you didn't build answers to it and leveled it up, you can't write well, man. I know how to write ABCD really well in my head, but I just never leveled those presets in my head up. Understanding does not equal quality, or should I say understanding does not equal how do I say this? Understanding does not equal what? Action? No, it does equal action, but does not equal perfect action. Yeah, that's perfect understanding does not equal perfect action, and perfect action is not equal to perfect understanding. Yeah, hear me out, right? I'll give you an example of this. This guy, right? He can walk. He has built presets in his head, the answers to how to walk in his head. But does he theoretically understand how to walk? No, he doesn't. It's all in his doing mind. It's just, how do I say, in his physical understanding of the world, whatever, blah blah blah. I hope the main takeaway I wanted to give in this video is that presets, that's just it. I just want you, whoever it is that managed to reach the end of the video, thank you for watching to the end. I hope you understood things with my extremely horrific bad explanation. But yeah, thanks for watching. The main takeaway was that, hey man, like, if you understand something really really well and you're disappointed that you're not getting perfect results, it's not your fault. It's just that you didn't level up your answers. Like, I'll give one last example or intuitive way to understand this concept. Think of your brain as a grassland, right? And think of doing things as you making a pavement in that grassland. A pavement, yes, this is a pavement, like, I don't know, like this, something like this pavement, right? Each time you repeat it, it gets stronger and you can travel through it really really faster, right? I mean, it's the same. If you have tall long grass fields and you make a pathway by walking on it, stomping the grass down, you would be able to travel much faster through it than just creating a new path. Yeah, that's just it. You have built like millions, if not billions, if not trillions of these pathways in your head to do things. For example, when you're eating, You are executing a pathway in your head that you have built throughout your life. Have you ever thought about have you ever thought about eating consciously? Like take food and contract all 5 of your fingers, balance the food to your mouth, eat. Or if you're using a spoon, taking a spoon, putting it in the perfect angle, scooping it up really well, taking it and putting it in your mouth. You don't think all of that steps through consciously. You just do it because there's already a preset that you can use for that event. Your brain stores answers to questions every single time you reuse it. It even levels it up. I want to explain this really clearly, biologically too, but as you can see, my explanation skills suck. I hope if you watched till the end of the video, thanks. I hope you understood and you could take away something from it. Well, yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. Good luck.